Tires are the heroes we take for granted. They endure blistering heat, polar cold, and shrug off impacts that would destroy most consumer products. 4 contact patches of rubber the size of your hand can handle triple-digit speeds and grip through high-velocity curves, all while supporting vehicles weighing 2 and 3 tons. Tires are remarkable and kind of a mystery to most.
We have a lot of enthusiasts. They get into it, they want the details about the product, but the general consumer is a need consumer, and they don't know a lot about the product.
The 900-acre Treadwell Research Park in Purcell, Texas, is owned by Discount Tire. You know, famous for that ad with the little old lady throwing a wheel through the store window. This site is testing Disneyland for the Michelins, Pirellis, and Goodyears our vehicles wear.
There was a decision, a commitment made that we want to make sure that what we sell is the best quality product that consumer can possibly purchase. And so we went out and we bought a test track.
I was invited to check out the evaluation process and nerd out on tire fun facts. Never mind the sign, you're with me. When people buy a new car, they seldom, if ever, think about the tires that come on them. And when those wear out, nobody gets excited about buying a new set. But tires make a big difference. They're very important. The thing is, people hate the buying process.
And they feel outmatched. They feel like our industry is just trying to find a way to make a dollar, right? Not necessarily sell them the bright tire, but sell them the most expensive tire.
Discount Tire is a behemoth, stealthily becoming the world's largest tire and wheel retailer. It recently bought Tire Rack, Dunn Tire, and Suburban Tire Auto Repair, so chances are you've dealt with the company. DT does not make its own tires, but it carries and tests dozens of brands. It puts all that information into the Treadwell Tire Guide.
We know the safety of it, and we know the quality of it, and we know what it can and can't do, and we can share that with you. And so that's the whole intent here.
Treadwell Research Park has every imaginable test scenario: on-road, off-road, wet road, no road, highways, racetracks. There's even winter condition testing at a separate northern site. Buildings are stuffed with testing equipment, including a buffing machine to accelerate tread wear. There's DC fast charging for juicing up EVs that tend to be heavier and harder on tires. It stocks a fleet of vehicles of all types and sizes. All sorts of data and impressions, including weather conditions, gets gathered and put into the Treadwell app to help you find the right rubber for your ride. Tom Williams started out at Discount Tire as a tire jockey decades ago, rising through the ranks to become its chief experience officer.
I started in Houston, Texas in 1986, changing tires.
More on using the Treadwell site in a bit. First, let's drive. The most impressive section here is the wet pad, nearly 15 acres. It's perfectly, and I mean perfectly flat, so the water depth is uniform across the entire surface. 2 BMWs are shod with different tires, so we can compare the difference. So I'm from Seattle, and this is what the roads look like 80% of the year. We're not told which are which. So traction control is off.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep, it is completely disabled. We've had several spins earlier, so I know it's not going to, leap in and save the day. So you are feeling everything that the tires have to offer. The car's not masking any of it. Okay. This tire's a little sensitive to weight transfer.
Yeah.
You lighten up either axle and it's pretty free. Yep.
Everything's very exaggerated.
Mm-hmm.
My prediction is these are the all seasons.
Okay.
I haven't looked at the tires.
Okay, good.
In the second car,
Start line is back here.
okay,
So now you have your baseline.
it's a cinch telling the difference in ability. Yeah, this being the second car and knowing what I know about tires, and the first one, yes, these are the rain tires. Significant difference.
Significant difference, yes. The breakaway, the steering responsiveness, just the overall grip. Yeah, absolutely.
And, people just don't understand how important tires are to the performance of their car.
it can make or break the experience, especially like you said, you're in Seattle. The roads look like this.
Yeah.
If you were driving on the first product every day versus this product every day, it makes a difference in your stress, your confidence. It makes a huge difference.
That doesn't mean this is the best tire. I'm not naming brands or models of tires because, in a way, it doesn't matter since they need to be matched to your wants, needs, and driving conditions. Which brings me to the Treadwell Tire Guide. It's a great resource even if there's no discount tire shop in your area. Enter the characteristics wanted in a tire plus your zip code, and it serves up the best options. Buyers are happier with their purchase. Discount tire sees fewer returns. Manufacturers get valuable data.
We are able to share that with manufacturers. They in themselves talk to their engineers and go back and look at their product to find out how to make it better. So it's a whole vision that we have to raise the industry.
Serious off-roaders know there's a big difference in the shoes their rigs wear.
Go ahead, out.
So we're in,
Two-wheel drive.
okay.
Rubber compounds matter, so does tread pattern.
This is a really good way to test your compound traction and how the tread pattern's working with that compound to add traction. Not going anywhere.
No.
Okay.
Analysts record the performance here, but also on-road. Most people need to drive to the trails, right? Road noise and pavement stability are part of the package. Buyers can prioritize since not all off-roaders are doing severe stuff like this or this. The right tool for the job? Always smart. For most buyers, it's all about pavement, handling characteristics, braking ability, and road noise, or lack of it at highway speeds.
If a customer notices something, it doesn't go away and then it drives them crazy and then you're changing tires out.
This test area has a lot happening, including pavement that's intentionally bad.
People are blown away with how much money goes into building a horrible road. But it's on purpose because you need to feel all these different things that actually happen on public roads.
And a section of bots dots and center lane reflectors for comparison. Two identical cars wear different tires. Is your car loud at freeway speeds? Tires can calm the road noise. There can be clear differences during wet braking. Car number one
We're good. It perfectly counted it.
versus
Brake.
car number two.
Hold on. Out. 192.
Wow. Okay. You can't see the numbers, but that's like 45 feet longer than the other one.
Stopping distances can easily mean the difference between a collision and avoidance. So maybe spending an extra $50 on the right rubber will save thousands of dollars and hours of hassle, or a life. And again, the climate where you live determines the best choice. So do the research.
Treadwell breaks the barriers, increase transparency. And I call it, taking the mystery out of tires. And so, starting 38 years ago, changing them and watching from selling a very few tire sizes and SKUs to today's multiple applications, which is very complex. We have the ability to take away the anxiety of buying tires.
Some basic tire tips? Well, taller sidewalls generally offer a more comfortable ride since there's more space and material to absorb sharp impacts. Lower profile tires, like these on this Lotus, which are model specific by the way, have less sidewall flex, offering more precise turn-in feel. Perhaps the biggest difference is summer performance tires that have great grip in hard cornering and braking, but aren't so impressive in wet conditions and can be outright dangerous on snow and ice. In that vein, buyers might love the extra bite of all-wheel drive when accelerating, but it offers no advantage when stopping on slick surfaces. Swapping out all-season tires for winter treads is a game changer for braking, worth the extra money for people living in cold climates. For the best fuel economy in tire life, check the pressure often, especially when seasons and temperatures change. Alignment is important for even wear. For the best fuel economy and tire life, check the pressure often, especially when seasons and temperatures change. Don't forget the spare if there is one. Less expensive tires might not be the best value.
What we're learning, right, through our testing and the information we have is the lowest priced tire up front. Yes, your initial investment, but when you look at the cost of that over the tire's lifespan, sometimes what you could call a step up, your cost is actually going down, if that makes sense. We look at your cost per mile as an example.
Tire testing is my primary duty.
A company called Smithers runs the day-to-day activities at Treadwell Research Park. The facility is also rented out to tire manufacturers and automakers for their testing needs.
The shameless plug category here, it is available for lease for events, if any of you are interested, or to do some of your own testing. We have no problem with that.
But for picking out the right tires, it's significantly faster and cheaper to use Discount Tire's website to figure out what's best for your vehicle. It's a great resource, even if you don't buy from Discount Tire. Hope you got something out of this video. This is much different than the car reviews that I do, so check those out. Full disclosure, Discount Tire brought me to Texas, put me up and fed me, but I'm here for the information. I think it's really, really important. Thanks for watching. Hey, remember, subscribe to the channel, click notifications, follow me on social media. If you have a question, leave it in the comments. I'll try to get to it. That's Driven. I'm Tom Voelk.